Greetings to the world. How in the world wide are you? It is again Antonio J. Watkins, the life teacher, and just want to come with you just for a few minutes just to encourage us to be what we can be. I want to talk about the power of power. And when you think power, you may think lifting weights or so on power. You may think an engine and the horsepower of an engine. But the power I'm talking about is so much as from an electrical standpoint, the electric currents. And when you think about the power in your house, there's so much happens that make a little bit happens, from the wires running the house to the circuit breaker to the transformer to the lines in the air to the power plant itself. So much activity happens for us to be able to have the little power we have. And though it may seem like we're using a lot of power, when we look at the overall whole, we're only using a little, but we're glad to take part into using that little. And think about power like this. Imagine buying an item, whether it is a computer, a hair dryer, a TV, a stove, a mixer, a blender, toaster, waffle maker, you name it. Any of those items you buy, they are no good unless they are plugged in. And what sense does it make to want something or to know you need something and you have your cord and you see the outlet, but you lay it beside the outlet? What good does it do? Doesn't do any good at all, because you do not get the full benefits of it until you actually take the time to plug in. Then you can see what it does. Then you can do what you want to do with it. Then you can make a meal, you can make yourself look good, you can do whatever once you plug it in. You just have to take the steps to plug it in. And when I think about power from that standpoint, I think about us as a people, because we're just like all of those items, okay? And unless we actually plug in and connect with one another, we will never know how powerful we truly can be. We will never know how much we can actually accomplish, because we're too busy being disconnected, and we weren't made to be disconnected. We were made to connect. We all have similar likes, okay? We all do similar actions. We ride in vehicles or we drive vehicles. We go to church, we go to work, we go to school, we take kids to school, we shop. We do everything, and whether we do it exactly alike or not, we are all still virtually doing the same functions every day. So that should be enough to show us, even though we think we're different, our lifestyles may be different, even sometimes how we think may be different, we still all share a commonality. Every item in your living quarters right now, if it is supposed to be plugged up, if you do not plug it up, it will not work. So as a people, I want to encourage us to really get connected and get plugged in. And when I talk about being plugged in, this is where we get into that racial divide that we love to have so much, and we start learning how to blend with one another. Okay, the cord from your item looks different from the outlet you plug it into. Okay, and here's what's funny now. Most of the cords are black, most of the outlets are white. But it's not until they actually come together, okay? Because you could have your outlet with nothing going in it, or you could have your item, but it's not plugged into the outlet. But when they both actually join together, that's what we talk about, the power of power. That's when you can actually create something. And until we understand that we were made to create something, we were all made by God, okay? You can say what you want to say. We were all made by God, come from the dust. We didn't come from animals like science may tell you. We all came from the dust, okay? All made by God. And when God made Adam and Eve, not once have I ever read where he gave them a race. Now, he gave them a gender, but he never gave them a race. So if we are all made from the same, we all have similar functions every day, and we all need the cord and we need the outlet, why are we still so disconnected? Because it's really that simple to take what we look at every single day and how we take something that does not look alike, so to speak, and something that may be different, so to speak, but in reality, it all ties together. This is the power of power. And this is where we got to take the stand and say, you know what? we all have to say enough is enough. It's not just for the black people to say enough is enough. It's not just for the white people to say enough is enough. It is for all of us to get to the point where we say, you know what? We can do so much more. We can accomplish so much more if we were to all just come together and serve in the function we're supposed to serve in. Think about your car. How many different parts are there to your car? When you get in your car, you have full confidence it's going to crank and it's going to take you where you need to go, and it's going to bring you back to where you were. You have confidence in all of those different little parts. Whether you know what they're doing or not, you have confidence in them. And as a people, we got to have confidence in one another, whether we see each other every day or not, or know what we do in our homes. The fact is, we got to have that same type of confidence to know we can get where we want to go if we were to just actually connect. And it takes a mindset to say, you know what, we got to connect. And then it takes the effort to say, you know what, we got to connect again. Take a TV. What's the point of having your car and it's laying right there beside an outlet and that outlet actually works? If it doesn't work, that's a different story. But when you know it works and you bought a TV to put an outlet you know that works, it only makes sense to plug up that TV. So what I want to encourage is that we actually learn to plug into one another. We speak to one another. We be kind to one another. We be peaceful towards one another. We forgive one another. We love one another. We hug one another. I know we got a thing right now with social distances, but it does not mean we have to be disconnected because of a pandemic. This is really the time for us to draw closer to one another because of what it is and what it has done. But again, just wanted to speak for a minute about the power of power. And we understand the TV has power, the outlet has power, but they can only do their job when they combine. As black and as white, we both have similar power. Nobody has dominion over anybody else. We weren't created that way. All men created equal, so it is said. So when we bring what we each have to the table, just imagine what we will do. I have no idea how long I'll live. I have no idea how long this earth is going to last. But how beautiful would it be before we die to say we saw the paradigm? We saw the shift. We saw where we all stopped being so against one another and hating one another, and we started actually coming together. And that is my challenge to anybody who listens to me. Whether you like me or not, whether you understand what I'm saying or not, or agree with it or not, I challenge everybody to take a stand and let power connect with power, because then is where we create magic. Enjoy the rest of your day.